I'm a junior at Washington University in St. Louis. Yeah. Um, I think so far I've had a pretty enlightening experience just about like growing up and like being on my own. I'm a lot farther away from home um, than I've been for a long period of time than I've been ever. Um, and then coming back from studying abroad, I think that was a good experience because that's way farther than home than I've ever been. I've learned a lot. I think I've grown a lot. Like maybe specifically studying abroad, learned a lot about like what's it mean to be foreign or like somewhere you're not used to or how to interact with people, you know, when you're the foreigner and you're on their home turf and how to communicate with different people and like the struggles not being able to communicate with people in the beginning and like having needs I guess you need to fill and you know always worrying you know that your passport is with you because pickpockets like just little things that could really throw you off of what you're trying to do so I think that was a good experience as far as just growing being alone and like experiencing that like I didn't really understand the culture or the language and I didn't have anyone I knew going with me so that was like a really solo experience. I think that took a lot of prayer and I definitely got closer to God in that experience. Yeah, and I learned a lot, and I experienced things that I never knew or understood or even imagined. So I think I'm definitely gonna take that with me to finish out college and figure out what I'm doing after. So.
Can you share any of them experiences that you had over there?
Yes. It's a lot. An experience.
Just one.
Yeah.
Just you being black in that country.
Oh yeah.
Hundreds of them.
Oh yeah. That was interesting. I didn't know anyone going with me, and I was the only black student. My program was 22 people, so that was interesting because like I over the course of the time I got to know them, but like at the same time like they didn't fully get what I was experiencing, I guess, there being like the only black student. But yeah.
Well, how were you received?
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, that it was mostly just like real shock and like surprise and like took a lot of pictures with people.
So like you're saying, a lot of people didn't never saw a black person.
Yeah, yeah. So they would ask to take a picture with me, and sometimes people would be taking a picture of me, like I wasn't paying attention. Like I turn around and says, take a picture.
Like you were from the States, like a celebrity or
yeah.
something, right?
You should have been like, yeah, you know, I'm Oprah Winfrey.
Yeah, I was thinking about charging people because they're.
Did you ever have an experience where kids will come to you and touch your skin to see whether they got some type of reaction?
No,
because I got that overseas once. Where they
really...
rubbed it and they want to see whether it came off.
No, that didn't happen to me.
They were
surprisingly
very interested in your hair.
Yeah, they're really curious about my hair. Yeah, as people are touching me and stuff. I wasn't expecting. It like really caught me off guard. But like I think I took it as a chance to share my culture with them and like really give them a chance to experience something new. So like hopefully the next time someone else goes there, they won't be so shocked and it'll be more of a calm conversation.
And it was all curiosity. I mean, you didn't want to know xenophobia.
Yeah.
Like that, right?
Yeah, it was all curiosity, which is like something that I eventually like came to terms with. Like at first it's sort of uncomfortable and like, why are you singling me out? And like I want to experience the country just like all my friends and like act like a tourist and not be like singled out all the time. But at the end of the day, I had to like remind myself there was all curiosity and these people, some people were from really rural areas and had never just like been to like a bigger city. So if they're touring like a big site and we're both being sort of tourists, so they're seeing something they've never seen, I'm seeing something I've never seen. So
that happens in America.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Some places, yeah.
So
that's any place.
Yeah. So
they have TV over there?
Yeah.
You the only black person in your class over there?
Yeah.
Well,
they seen black people.
Yeah,
on
that's
TV.
what confused me too. They'll assume you're like
But in
Barack
person,
Obama or like a basketball player, I guess. Well, I mean, I'm a girl, so no.
was
But like,
saying.
I think my brother said, I think my brother said they'll see someone on TV and they'll be like, oh, you're one of the 3 that I've seen on TV, like
But-
that.
But you know, Oprah had did a special a long time ago. She went to like West Virginia, Wyoming, and a lot of those places they never seen a black person in person, or an Asian person in person, or a Spanish person in person. You know what I'm saying? So that happens everywhere.
Yeah.
I remember
Yeah.
this was happening when I was working at the Department of Public Instruction in 1993. I had a secretary who lived in Johnson County, which is like not far from here, who asked me, she said, "Is it true that black people have tails?"
Yeah.
Where did that come
It came from,
from? Lonnie, one of my
I know in the
mentors
military.
said that she was asked the same thing.
Yeah, in the military, they were passing those stuff over to foreigners, saying that we grow horns and tails at night. You know, and they would ask those questions. Even when I was over there, they would ask me those questions.
And I remember I went somewhere and it was like, you know, where you from? I never seen somebody so fine. And I was like, you know,
Oh my god.
Excuse me.
Oh
I know who asked them that. That lady had a service dog too.
I got a question. I got a question for Tashawn and Sydney. This is for RC and Diana and Cedric. What could y'all tell them? Because, I mean, they ain't been in college long and Cedric ain't get there yet. What kind of encouragement y'all could give them or advice for them,
Good question.
basically, while they trying to go there and do what they could do?
That's time management. If, college is a lot of distractions. In all types of ways, girls, parties.
And you got your own house, so you ain't bringing no girls there.
No,
Of course not.
I'm just saying, because like you said, that's the biggest distraction.
Yeah.
Testimony.
Okay,
Well, yeah,
continue, Sean.
You said time management.
Time management. You're gonna have so many things you want to do. You want to hang out with your friends. You want to hang out with your girl, friend, or boyfriend, or whatever.
Outside the apartment.
Oh, yeah, outside of the apartment. And just do your work on time, because you don't want to cram when it comes to exam time, trying to get your grades back up, or a test coming up and there's a party that night. Just study, or try to do both. If you can do both, do both. So.
Okay, no more advice from you. We didn't know that's what you meant about
But you okay? Give us a bottle of water.
Before Cindy speaks, I want to say something. Like, I recently was in school, like not too long ago, but I want to say that one thing I learned, I don't know if it helped you guys, but whenever so one class I got a B out of, right, Larry? And I was all bent out of shape because, I wanted all A's. But my biggest thing was that I wanted the teach. I didn't get any feedback. No grade, just your final grade. And I kept saying, it's not that I'm so upset about the B. It's more I'm upset about, I don't know where to make the adjustment. I don't know what did I do wrong, or how can I improve going forward? What do I need to change? So I took it upon myself, every time I got a paper back or whatever, I would see what was the constructive criticism or the feedback, and go over that paper, and make those adjustments right there, right then. So going forward, I knew what adjustments need to be made.
And I have one. Sydney, you can close out. I finished grad school August last year.
Congratulations.
And thank you. And I learned some things, and that's a good feeling. I took a business writing course, and I thought that I could write. I've been turning in, doing reports and emails and stuff. But I had a teacher who was a lawyer by trade, and he was a PhD English major.
That's good.
And practicing law. And he taught this class, and I, of course, waited to the last minute to turn it into an assignment and just thought I was going to do something fast and turn it in. He wrote on my paper, "You did not read the directions. Do it again." And I thought that man was the most horrible man. But when I buckled down and I did an assignment and I got praise coming back from a PhD English major, he taught me how to write professionally. And now my VP asked me to proof his stuff. So you can get it. And it works in the real world. What you're interested in, you can do well in it. And it works, and you will need it, and you will use it over and over again. So get it the first time. And you can take it with you each step you go.
But
Get it the first time.
If you didn't make the mistake the first time, you wouldn't have known how to do it the correct way too.
Right.
So sometimes mistakes can help you.
Yeah, it can.
Yeah.
Okay, Sydney, you can close.
I would say, I would say making a plan really helps me a lot. Like, I just think there's a lot to do in college and a lot of things you have to remember and a lot of things people tell you and you're like, oh yeah, okay. But then like, you just don't do them. So what helps me is like writing things down and like planning out my days even. Like, so that like really makes me feel like I've been productive and I can go to, like Tashawn said, like go to wherever you want to go after you finish your work and things like that. And also like, I think ask a lot of questions. I feel like a lot of times I felt like really lost and I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do. And then I'll do something and I'll be like, oh, I regret this, or I should have asked someone, or like this isn't the right way. Because like I feel like in high school a lot of times there are people like advisors who you have to meet and they know exactly what you're doing and they'll tell you do this, this, and that. But in college, like you sort of to a certain extent you have to know your plan, and then you're the one presenting it to your advisors. Like, hey, this is what I want to do. Like these are the steps, and they guide you from there. So it's a much bigger pond. So you have to really be in control of your own plan. And if you don't know, you have to ask and get it together before you make a decision, and it puts you backwards. So,
I like that, asking questions.
Yeah.
I ask so many, and I know it gets on people's nerves. Like I have 3 advisors, like a major advisor, a pre-med advisor, 4-year advisor, and I email all 3 of them like every day, different questions. And I know it bothers them, and like it's confusing for me too. But like, I'm glad I have those answers. Cause
on top of that, it's good to meet your teachers like one-on-one.
Yeah.
To have a relationship
Good
together.
advice.
So even when you struggling on something, you go meet with them, you feel comfortable, and they'll help you. They know you're actually trying. And then even like at the end of the semester, if you need that, you have an 89 and you want an A, and you have a connection with them. That'll help out also.
That's it.
that has happened for me. It has saved me.
That's it.
That's
Good advice. Good advice.
I like that.
Yeah.
Be careful from hanging out with your roommate. They want you to do stuff you got to study. Get you, and you can't do what they do. I remember Sydney used to say her room was the room she had a couple of people in the same room, but everybody would come to her room, so she knew she had to start getting out of the room and studying because everybody wanted to have fun and talk and watch movies and but you can't do like everybody else.
Like everyone's not on the same schedule, so if someone's like, yeah, let's go see a movie, and you're like, okay, but they probably were super productive that day. And if you have worked, like, it's not the same like as high school, I feel like. So like even if other people are free, like if you have to do something, you have to do it. So I've learned that too.
I live by myself and I can't even do work in my own house. I have to go to like the library.
Yeah.
Sit in the
advice.
room by myself. Just get it
Right.
done.
Why you say that?
Cause I feel like it's just something. When I'm in the library, I know I think of my work done. I'm just sitting at home. I have something to distract my phone, TV.
Distractions.
Naps.
As soon as if I'm laying down trying to study, I'm gonna fall asleep.
It will not happen. Like you gotta be uncomfortable somewhere you don't know.
Yeah.
So you do your work so you can leave. Yeah.
Great
That was
advice.
great.
Some good
That was
stuff.
great
Good
advice.
stuff.
Thank you, everybody. That
Good
was
stuff.
great.